He's a giant in the field of growth. He has extensively published. He has trained a lot of people.
He's so devoted to educating others and is always pushing to get to the next phase.
And that's what Michael's so brilliant at, is taking these snippets of information and putting those together and creating new knowledge.
It would be way too long to list his achievement, but certainly both in the growth and in the bone field, he's been a pioneer and remains a pioneer.
I've known Michael Levine for more than 30 years. I got to know him first as a teacher. His lectures in pediatric endocrinology, in disorders of calcium signaling, on growth, were among the best.
I first met Dr. Levine when he gave some review lectures on the topic of calcium metabolism. The lectures were always very well received. He's been our division director at Children's Hospital of Philadelphia, but I've known him for over 15 years.
I met Michael Levine when I was interviewing for endocrine fellowship at Johns Hopkins. I remember his enthusiasm and his passion for what he was doing. It really sparked an interest for endocrinology in me.
I have known Dr. Michael Levine since 1995. I first met him when he interviewed me for a position of fellow here at Johns Hopkins University as endocrinology fellow, and in 1997 I joined his lab. When I met him, he was still practicing adult endocrinology in the bone field, so he was seeing a lot of elderly patients. Taught me a lot in that area too.
He could connect with kids as well as he could connect with adults. And I remember when I saw him interact with the pediatric patients, he had little animals that hung off of his stethoscope. So I think he's a fantastic doctor.
What they would say about Dr. Levine as a doctor is that he is extremely intelligent. He's really an expert of some very rare disorders that he may not have ever seen himself.
He is compassionate, and how much loved he is by his patients. I could also add how much he's loved by his trainees. His mentees are spread throughout the world that always talk about Michael and how much they learned from him.
When they talk about Dr. Levine as a person, they would say he's very well-rounded. He's highly excited by anything that's thought-provoking.
On top of it, he is incredibly witty. He has a great sense of humor, fun to be with.
And I would say that he is an outstanding family person, and that's always been really at the top of his priorities.
Michael deserves this award like nobody else. He literally wrote the book on disorders of calcium, disorders associated with abnormalities in cyclic AMP signaling, on many genetic diseases that are in this area of research.
It's not just for his achievements within his own special area of bone and calcium. It's really for how much he's pushed other people's careers. He really is good at finding out what our individual strengths are.
Through my work with Michael, I became passionate about bone and mineral metabolism. And I just remember when I was talking about projects, he was so excited and he said, you know, Suzanne, I have this specimen of tumor that's in the freezer. And if we can figure out what this tumor is making, we can understand phosphate metabolism. It was with that idea and his enthusiasm that I embarked on my career, helping develop a new treatment for patients with X-linked hypophosphatemia and tumor-induced osteomalacia. So I'm eternally indebted to Michael for really sparking a passion in me and helping me achieve my career goals.
In my particular case, he's the one who helped me identifying a mutation in a group of dwarfs in northeast Brazil. And he was very gracious after he handed me this great project, allowed it to be sort of the center point of my own career. But I couldn't think of anybody else who deserves this award more than him. And I'm sorry I won't be able to join him in the celebration. I want to send him all of my best, my congratulations to him and his wife and his lovely children and grandchildren.